Hello everyone. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be reviewing an eyeshadow formula for a brand that I hadn't tried out before, and that brand is Beauty Creations. Beauty Creations is a Latina-owned brand that I have seen talked about on social media more recently in the past couple months. Well, in the past several months actually. I have tried out some products from Beauty Creations before, one of them being their eyeshadow primers. I filmed a video on these guys a couple months ago. When was it? I think back in June-ish, and I'll link it either here in the cards or in the description bar if you guys wanted to check it out. And I really did enjoy their bases. Some of their other popular products that I've seen go around is their powder foundation. I know that was a big hit, and they've had multiple collabs with influencers or beauty content creators from YouTube. For whatever reason, none of them really called out to me until this palette that we're going to be talking about today, and that is specifically the collaboration between Beauty Creations and Torres Beauty, and he's a makeup artist based out of Mexico. I actually first heard about this collaboration or this palette on I Love Sarai or Karen's Instagram. He did her makeup, I believe, using the palette, and then she also went to the launch party. But what really drew me in with this palette is the color story. So this is the inside of the palette, and you can tell which ones I have used. I'm actually wearing this on my eyes right now. There will be a demo of how I came up with this look later on in the video, so if you're interested in that, do stick around. This palette comes with 10 matte shades. I have a couple of topper shades, which are these two right here. We have some metallics, and we have this matte that has shimmer in it. And if you follow me on Instagram, I posted a picture of this palette and also to my stories. And like I said in that post, something about this palette just screams October to me. Maybe it's the combination of colors or the way it's laid out, but it just reminds me of spooky season. Not to say that you can't use this year around. I mean, you've got a beautiful variety of kind of your neutrals right here, and then you've got a pretty good variety as well of those pops of colors, depending on what type of look you're going for or what season of the year you want to pull this guy out. And this palette is one of those that upon seeing it for the first time, I was intrigued, but I wasn't like, oh my God, I need it now. So I didn't pick this up right as soon as it launched. I decided to wait a bit and see if I was still that interested, if I was still interested in it after a while. I'm trying to be more conscious about doing that when I see launches or releases, of not buying it immediately, just giving myself maybe a week or so to see if I'm still really interested or if it was just the hype surrounding a product that was making me want it. And I don't remember exactly how long I held out before buying this. I want to say at least 2 weeks-ish, when I just noticed that I just kept going back to his Instagram page and Beauty Creations Instagram page and looking at pictures of a palette, looking at eyeshadow looks that other content creators have been creating using this palette, and I finally decided I was going to grab it, and I do not regret it one bit. To be honest, I would say the shades that caught my attention the most is this neon green or chartreuse color, the purple shades, of course. If you've been here on my channel for a while, you'll know how much I love purple. Purple is my favorite color, and I love purple eyeshadows. And then these blue-green tones also. So I was really excited for the variety in the colors, and in particular having a purple shade that is carmine free. So let's go ahead and get into some swatches, and I'll try to swatch row by row. Like I said, we've got about 10 mattes in here, one matte that has shimmer in it, and then a variety of the metallics. And you guys, I'm not the greatest at swatches, so bear with me here. I'm trying to figure out an angle or a way to position my arm that gives you guys the best view of the shades. I will say I am using mostly natural lighting. We have overcast and clouds kind of passing through, so the light may shift, and I do have a ring light. It's not super bright, but keep that in mind. So we've got the first row of shades here, starting off with this white shade. This is Torres. The second shade here was a kind of a flesh tone, beigey color, Blessed. The next shade here is kind of this like rosy tone shade is Oaxaca. Next shade, this brown shade, which I absolutely love, is called Under My Skin. And then this last brownish deep shade is called Chimal. I think that's how you pronounce it. So you've got the first row of shades. These are all matte shades. And in between each row, I'm just wiping them off with micellar water, and I'm letting my arm dry down completely before swatching the next row. We've got the second row here. Right off the bat, this shade right here, this orange shade, catches my eye. But let's go from the top. So this first shade right here, don't mind the residue on my fingers. This peachy shade is Barcelona. The next shade, this gold, champagne gold, which is also really gorgeous, is Beauty in the Details. This orangey pumpkin shade metallic right here is Grateful. This red shade right here, which is a shimmer shade. The shimmer's not really coming off. It's not nearly as, it's not, definitely not a metallic like these two, but this shade right here is Alazan. And the last shade, which is also a matte, this like berry toned red, is Horses Girl. Alrighty, so here we have the third row. Again, guys, please excuse my swatches. So, and I've got it all over my fingers. So this first shade right here is, I think, more of a topper. It's got more of a sheer base, and this is Leo ×2. The next shade is a more pinky duochrome-ish. Well, actually, this one's more of a duochrome, but this one's more of a pinky topper as well. It doesn't really have much base. This is Sandra. Next shade, this one right here, this purple metallic. I don't know if you guys can see it there, shift. This is, let's see, how do I pronounce this? Cairial, I think that's how you pronounce it. And this purple matte shade is Unstoppable. That's actually most of what I have on my eyes today. And the last shade in this row, which is that chartreuse color, is called Make Up Your Mind. I would say out of these, the chartreuse color impressed me the least with the swatch. It doesn't look as opaque as I was hoping it to be, but if you put a concealer down or a white base, I think you should be fine. Okay, and last row, honestly, I'm freaking shook. Look how gorgeous these shades are. So of this row, we've got the matte blue right here. This is 1989. This metallic shade is Steamy Star, which is absolutely stunning. Fade 16, I think, is my favorite of this row. Bali, I would say, would be my second favorite. And then last but not least, the black, which is super pigmented, and you can see those flecks of shimmer, is called Babado. So super gorgeous shades, super pigmented. You can see from the swatches on my arm. And just so you have an idea, here are the swatches on my fingers. So, or whatever's left on my fingers. So quite a bit of residue is still left over. Before we get into the demo portion of this video, I did want to point out a couple of things. I did my base makeup, my entire base makeup first before going in with my eyeshadows. I generally do that for whatever reason. I feel like that just helps me trust the process more when I have my base done. Ooh, we've got the clouds coming through, so if the lighting shifts, I apologize. But I didn't have any fallout from the shadows that I use. You can see I did use pretty pigmented colors. I used the purple shade Unstoppable for the majority, and then the toppers as well. No fallout. You'll see in the demo that I used a little bit of Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas, this base just on like the inner third of my eyelids, just to help keep this nice and bright. But other than that, I didn't really use much of an eyeshadow base. So yeah, let's get into the demo portion, and then we'll come back and give you guys my final thoughts. And this is the finished look. I feel like when I'm coming up with these looks on the spot or just testing out a new palette, always the second eye turns out a little bit more structured than the first eye. And I think that's because I already have the game plan when I'm starting with the second eye. But overall, for my first kind of exposure or experience with the Beauty Creation eyeshadow formula, I really do enjoy it. I find them to be super pigmented, easy to blend. The colors were gorgeous, and of course, major points for it being vegan or carmine free, meaning I can use these beautiful purple colors, the browns, the reds, etc., and I don't have to worry about any eye irritation. I will say the purple color that I used called Unstoppable right there, I think on me pulls a little bit more berry tone than purple, that what it looks like in the pan. But I would assume if I put a full white base on my eyelid before going in, then I would get more of that truer color in the pan. I had it on my table, so I don't know why I didn't use it. This is also from Beauty Creations. This is their color base primer in whiteout, and I have used these before. I actually do have a video on it that I will link somewhere here in the cards and or in the description bar if you guys want to check it out. I do really highly recommend these. I love the variety of shades in this palette. You've got your warm tone neutrals, you've got your fun pops of colors, you've got a black that does have some shimmer in there. So this is the look that we came up with. I really love it. And if you were contemplating purchasing this palette, I would say it's a definite A+ from me. Thank you for spending time out of your day with me. If this is one of your first time watching my videos, my name is Layla. Welcome to my channel. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much. I'd love to see all of you stick around for future uploads. So don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Leave me a comment below letting me know what you thought of this eye look and whether or not you were thinking about picking up this palette. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.